Hello, everybody, and welcome to, once again, another stream. Today we will be, once again, continuing our stream of regular Doki Doki. Whenever I get Doki Doki Plus in the mail, in like a month or so, about like 2 months or so, then I'm going to be playing Doki Doki Plus. So basically, we're going to finish regular Doki Doki Literature Club, and then we're going to play Plus on stream. I also hope everyone has been having a wonderful day today. And it's getting, I can't believe it's already July. Like, man, feels like just yesterday we started 2021 and now all this time's passed. Also, congrats on that first comment. It is out, but I'm waiting for, basically I pre-ordered the premium version of Plus on Amazon. Because the regular site that it was listed on it was like, hey, we're all sold out of the premium Plus version. So, and it wouldn't let me pre-order it that way, so I did it on Amazon. It's out now. Yep, the digital is yeah, you could play it now. Like the digital for Doki Doki Plus is actually out on digitally for like a PlayStation, PC, and Switch, I think. Yeah. But yeah, the Doki Doki Plus is currently out. I'm gonna be playing it once I get it in the mail. Yeah, it's pretty poggy. It's pretty poggy-woggy, if you will. Perfect timing, just as I got bored, you started shooting. Beautiful. But yeah, we're playing regular Doki Doki, not the Plus version. I don't have the Plus version. When I get the Plus version, I will stream it. I will be sure to. Because, like, then we could be like, hey, we played the regular version on stream now. It's the Plus version or something. But yeah. And then slap on that volume. You know, as we saw the last time, Sayori kind of offed herself. We as Monica would like to say, left her hanging. I forgot to add that sound effect. I forgot to add the badum tis sound effect, but that's a-okay. That's a-okay. But yeah, let's continue where we last left off. Load. Oh yeah, we were about to make a poem. Let's see. Do we got any preferences from the audience on what we should put in our poem? I know that we were aiming for Natsuki, just a wee bit. You have a question. Go shoot. What is your question? Gobble gobble. All right. Oh, it's because it's long. It's because it's super long. like high key, it's super long. It's like it's. All right, here we go. Golden wind. That too, to be honest. But yeah, this one's kind of long. I gotta see if it'll allow me to do 6. Yeah, but like that one's a bit long. Honestly, like when the anime comes out, like I will probably be able to do, unless I take it from the video games. I gotta actually check the thing. Copyright. Hey, I'm not on YouTube. The detection system's not as there. But yeah, we gotta choose words. You got a point. Games, yes. No. Kawaii. Sparkle. Parfait. Sweet. Ribbon. Pink. Headphones? Sure, that works. Cute. Sugar. But yeah, when I finally get the physical copy of Doki Doki Plus, I'm gonna stream that one. The reason I want the premium physical is because it comes with some extra stuff and it's only 30 bucks. So I was like, okay, that's not that bad price-wise. Yeah, I gotta wait on that. It's gonna be a little while before I get it. A few months. Alright, what word? Clumsy? Lollipop. Rose. Candy. Play. Let's see. Imagination. Friends. Papa. And last word. Love. Yes, sure. These are all the words. Hi again, Kiritazai. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Kiritazai. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. Why was I struggling on that? I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki may certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. But manga? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga's literature! Slowly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Kiritazai. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointing glance. Anyway, not that you're in the club and all. Perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Monica's literature. Yes, I agree. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything else, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'll be happy to pick up a book if you want me to. Are you sure? It just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. So is Yuri an actual name in Japan? I'm not sure. I would have to ask a friend of mine. But I don't know if it's an actual name. That, like, is, like, common or whatever. Welcome, Jux! We're still pretty early on in our stream, so you haven't missed too much. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? I only know a Russian name, you're... Okay. So yeah, like, in terms of finding out if it's a Japanese name, we would actually have to, like, do a little research. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna search it right now. Google hasn't failed me yet. Let's see. How common is the name Yuri in Japan? Oh, it actually is a, it is a name. It's a feminine Japanese... Oh, let me go back. It's a feminine Japanese given name. So possible writings, people, fictional characters. So yeah, apparently it is an actual name. It's also a Slavic name. Huh, the more you know. You learned a little bit. You learned a little bit. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Yeah. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Ugh! I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Phonic Mom! Okay, I actually really like how I did that. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Natsuki turned into a microwave. She goes, beep, 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 Manga's one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a long volume of a manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know the feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can just go through the glass on If you're gonna judge, you can just do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of... This is gonna be every single time. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Kiritazai. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there. What? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall, beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Eh? Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't say that! You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki closes her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can exactly say it's particularly a bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I don't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and again? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's just about a bunch of friends in high school. typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew close to these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make bleh. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of the plot. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? Huh? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to reading this. They just think that manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, eh? You still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kind of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the shit out of me if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? I like the new unicorn. What? What do you mean unicorn? I'm confused. I am confusion. Oh, thank you so much for the cheer. Also, I will say this every single stream. Keep yourself hydrated. Make sure you're eating well, taking care of yourself. We stand self-care in this house. I'm very confused on what unicorn you're talking about. Unless you're referring to Natsuki, I'm very confused. I'm confusion. Ah! Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. They cheered with a little... Oh! Okay. So you know what? Oh, okay. I had to, like, take a look at my tablet. I had to take a look at my tablet real quick because it doesn't show up on OBS for me. So I just could not see it. Okay, now I see it. That is an interesting little unicorn right diddly darn there. Oh, I didn't... That's why I was confused, because, like, I couldn't see it on OBS, which is the thing I'm looking at more directly for the chat. But now I see what you mean. And cutting gourd. 10 out of 10. Time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. It looks like she's starting to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki. Yeah? Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey! More buzzing noises, more buzzing noises, more buzzing noises, more buzzing noises. Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Here. Monica reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She is a microwave after all. Indeed, yes she is. She throws it at Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. I told you not to give me She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth. Don't worry, Kirita-zai. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyways, why don't we all share poems now? Alright, who do we wanna read first? Who do we wanna read first? Are there any contenders? I'm gonna take another sip of water while I'm at it. Man, I hope Sayori's doing well in the void. Are there any preferences out there for who we read first? If you're wearing over your headset, just take them off for a second, smell the padding. There's no reason, they just smell so disgusting. What? Why do you want me to smell my headset? Yes, I am wearing over your headsets. Why do you want me to... What? I mean, I usually, like, mine are made of, like, cloth, so I normally, like, take them off every so often and actually manually clean it, so it probably doesn't actually smell bad. But sure, I guess, I'll smell my headset. It smells clean to me, actually, because, I actually go out of my way to clean them. I clean the little earmuffs. Well, I actually like taking care of my things, okay? And I see Yuri is the first. But yeah, I usually like to try and take care of my stuff, kind of thing. I want it to last. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. I don't... Bro, take care of yourself! We stand self-care! You got to take care of yourself! Wow, that was louder than I expected. I saw the whole bar, like, basically turn red. But yeah, no, dude, you gotta take care of yourself. Self-care is important. Please. You gotta take care of yourself. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not... I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's that bad, huh? No! Did I just raise my voice? Ugh, I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize is in new writers is that they try to make their art styles very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is both style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's something you can be... Bleh. Bleh. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. So Monica's the big evil in this game. Yuri definitely scary though. I mean, I think the only reason that she would be scary is the whole knife bit, which will happen later. Don't know if it'll be in this stream, but I know the knife bit will happen at some point, where you basically get to watch a little something something. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you vulnerable feedback. You'll see. You'll see. It involves a knife and a little stabby wabby. That's all I'm gonna say on it. You haven't seen a full playthrough of this yet, but I played through this before. I know what happens. It's gonna be a time. You'll see. You'll see when it happens, basically. Oh man, that's gonna be a trip. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Uh, well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Alright, let's see if I can read this properly. Ghost under the night. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm. Breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting's pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was like really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Kira Tazai. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance it over after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in the past, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. And soon it will be left for nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Alright, Natsuki or Monica next. This is the choice. Ba 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 da ba 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 da. Oh, and then in terms of the sound stuff, I have like 3 sound things that are specifically that are used with channel points that just about anyone can dabble in. Alright, we got a Monica, so we're gonna do Monica. Monica Schmonica. Hi, Kira Tazai. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're doing everything, if you ever have a suggestion for the club, like new activities or things we could do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Kira Tazai. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I had Monica in my poem. I like it, Kira Tazai. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food at the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often. But sometimes she just loses all of her strength and shuts down. Like earlier. This is just a guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. But hey, some guys are into petite girls, you know? Sorry, just trying to look at the bright side. Anyways, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, it's not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrambling, scrawling, playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right here. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what did you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's really gotten popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyways, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hands and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Oh, I wonder who we'll show it to next. Natsuki time. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion. What's the point of sharing it in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. Ugh. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha, well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. Ugh, you don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki seems to really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me do it if I don't. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you get doing so great can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into this than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. Oh, excuse me, goddamn. I love this distortion in the music. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. Yeah, that's the sigh we wanted. That's the sigh we needed. So let me just a wee bit. Yeah. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika's writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As I read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. What's happening with my voice today? There we go. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How could that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Kiritizai did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Kiritizai liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was inspired by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Kiritizai appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? How do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I were full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew to a size bigger as soon as Kiritizai started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking your own insecurities out on others like that? You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look at who's talking, you wannabe edgy bitch! Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality by dressing and acting cute? The only cute things about you is about how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, or you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with you and your head? Yeah, go on. And let Kiritazai hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after that. Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me as if she's just noticed I was standing there. Kiritazai, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. That's going too fast. Going too fast. Who we choosing? Well, what a quinky dink. Why, hello there, Monica. Hello. Thank you for joining our stream. Hey, Kiritazai, why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? Oh, hi, Monica. I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Monica. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. Well, we'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. I did not. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyways, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend more time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri's rocking back and forth on her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki, or did. Kiritazai, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget about it all by tomorrow. Completely. Anyways, the meeting's over, so you can just go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. Kinda sounds like you don't want me around or something, Yuri. It's not like that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Kiritazai. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate... This is not the plus version. This is not the plus version. This is the regular version. I started a playthrough before the plus version was released. I get the premium physical plus version sometime, like either at the end of August is when it said the estimated ship time is. And it's mainly because I want the additional things from the premium. But yeah, I should be getting the plus version like maybe around September. I mean, it's supposed to ship out by like August something. So we'll see. We'll see. Alright. Twirl. Papa. Warm. Laugh. Parfait. Cute. Lollipop. But yeah, basically, like, I want to, like, finish this playthrough. Basically, like, play it all the way through. I've been doing a pretty Gucci gang, trying to, bide my time otherwise. I've actually been, like, I've been kind of busy, but not as busy. So, yeah, there is that. Skirt. Dream. Pink. Giggle. Fluffy. Vanilla. Lipstick. Fun. Doki Doki. Maybe Vertigo? Oh, no, that's a Yuri term. Family. Joy. And depression. Why not? Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Let me also save. Don't know why I've been saving it up and down like that, but I'm able to keep track. Welcome back here, Tazai. Ah, hi Yuri. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression, but the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little. Yuri glances over her shoulder, looking around the room. Natsuki's reading manga at her desk. And, surprisingly, Monika isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me to the corner of the room. About yesterday, I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before, and something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. It's not just me, but Natsuki as well. Yuri, I'm happy that you were considerate and apologized. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I already had decided that there was no way you could be a bad person, and now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it. Here to say, don't say those kind of things so frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person, and I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything is a little bit brighter with you around, and... sorry, what am I saying right now? Hey, have you guys seen Monika? Ah! No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was. Man. Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either. Yuri's clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't. Jeez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday, I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I said. And I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So, Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Jeez. Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're the kind of person who worries a little too much about the little things, aren't you? But... I'll accept your apology anyway, if it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear, since I was always afraid you secretly hated me or something like that. No, not at all. I don't hate you. Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Natsuki turns to me. You're still on trial, though. Hey! Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Nah. Well, Natsuki was. I was not! What took you so long anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kinda just lost track of time. That makes sense, though. You wouldn't have heard the bell. You would have heard the bell, at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. Well, don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not very good yet. Still, that must require a lot of dedication. So I'm still impressed. Anyways, thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime. That's... Monica looks at me. Well, I'm working on writing a song. It's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. That sounds cool. I look forward to it. Is that so? In any case, I won't let you down, Kirita's. Monica smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I was hoping that I could share it with you anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently. I see. I was not sure if Monica was referring to the whole club or just me. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So, I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I choose not to bring up anything that the three of us talk about. Besides, Natsuki has already run off into the closet. Here it is since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you'd like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club. I suppose so. I don't think I could say no to you after you gave that book to me. Well, I guess I need to make sure Natsuki isn't waiting for me. After we finished reading yesterday, she's fine. She's reading over there, see? Don't think about her too much. She's used to being ignored. Come on, we're going over there. What's the story about, anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious... Oh, that wrong voice. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. What the... But the faculty get even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and asphyxiating them too. Oh, that might be a bit of a spoiler. But anyways, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, but that dark turn came out of nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Kiritasai? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy this kind of books. I can definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into these things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that kind of story. It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange, new perspective. When horrible things happen, it's not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I see things like books and writings fill my thoughts, my whole body starts to get incredibly... I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means that you're passionate about reading. At least, the least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but What are you saying? Uh, Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slipped into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. That's... sorry. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading is in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or something. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri meant about reading in company. It's as if I feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just bathing in the... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide on my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess this makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were thinking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came to my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing's a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyways, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, just don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Kirita's eye? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So, you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does that sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyways, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and sit back and slip it back into my bag. Who are we doing first? Who are we doing first? Bum, bum, bum. Bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, bum, bum. Ba-da-da-da-da, bum. Blood for the blood god. Monica, Monica woo. Hi again, Curious Eye. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monica. Alright. Great job, Curious Eye. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little too strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Oh. I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. But anyways, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Save me. The colors, they won't. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony that, in all caps, of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violet, grating, waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on what? On a turntable, like playing a knife on a breathing rib cage. Endless poem of meaningless. Delete her. Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to, well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Anyways, here's Monica's writing tip for the day. Sometimes you just find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when, Monica's giving me the hint. She's giving me the hint. Who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything. Please help me. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Natsuki or Yuri? Who do we prefer? for today. Mm. Alright, Natsuki it is. Well, it's not terrible, but it's pretty disappointing after your last one. Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I would be completely pissed. Well, I guess I wanted to try something a little different this time. Fair enough. You're still new to this, so I wouldn't expect you to find your style right away. I mean, everyone in the club really writes really differently from each other. Maybe you'll find a little influence from all of us. For instance, I noticed that you were spending some time with Yuri today. Not that I care who you spend time with or anything. After all, I was taught never to expect anything from anybody. So it's not like I was waiting for you or anything. Still, you should at least look over my poem. You'll probably be able to learn something from it. And that's the poem. Kirtazai, why didn't you come read with me today? I was waiting for you. I was waiting a long time. It was the only thing I had to look forward to today. Why did you ruin it? Do you like Yuri more? I think you're better off not associating with her. Are you listening to me? Yuri's a sick freak. That should be obvious by now. So just play with me instead, okay? You don't hate me, Kirtazai, do you? Do you hate me? Do you want to make me go home crying? The club is the only place I feel safe. Don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin it, please. Just stop talking with Yuri. Play with me instead. It's all I have. Play with me. Play with me. End. Haha. Natsuki just smacked her head on the keyboard a few times. Yeah, base 64 really is the thing, but you know, I could try and decode it myself, but that would take too long. That would take way too long. At least right now. Who should I show my poem to? Yuri. Oh wait, I think this is this the knife bit? Is this when the knife bit comes in? Or is it later? Trying to remember. Trying to remember when. I'm pretty sure it's later. Anyways, let me... Ha! I saw that. I saw that little blip of Monica. That's never happened to me before, actually. That one was a first. I didn't realize that's something that could happen. I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri smiles and takes a deep breath. I like just holding it. Huh? I mean, the woman turned out good. If we got Natsuki just now, then I feel like we will get Yuri and their knives. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's coming up relatively soon. It's been a while since I've, like, watched a playthrough or even just, like, played it myself. So I'm trying to remember, like, the exact timing of when the knife weekend happens. And I'm pretty sure we're getting close to that bit. I'm pretty sure it was close to the neck-breaking bit that we just saw. The poem turned out so good. It's, well, there are some things that you could work on. Well, that doesn't really matter. It just feels like anything written by you is a treasure. That came out a little awkward. Let's move on. Here's the poem I wrote. You don't have to like it or anything. Alright, let's see if I can read through her cursive. Wheel. A rotating wheel, turning an axle, grinding, bothered, bolted, linear gearbox, falling sky, 7 holy stakes, a docked ship, a portal to another world, a thin rope tied to a thick rope, a town torn harness, parabolic gearbox, expanding universe, time, controlled by slipping cogwheels, existence of God, swimming with open water in all directions, drowning, a prayer written in blood, a prayer written in time-devouring stakes with human eyes, a thread connecting all living human eyes, a kaleidoscope of holy stakes, experimental gearbox, a sky of exploding stars, God disproving the existence of God, a wheel rotating in 6 dimensions, 40 gears and a ticking clock, a clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet, a clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time, a bolt head of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world, a kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks, a time-devouring prayer connecting a sky of 40 gears and open human eyes in all directions, breathing gearbox, breathing bolt head, breathing ships, breathing portal, breathing snakes. Snakes? Yeah, snakes. Breathing God, breathing blood, breathing holy stakes, breathing human eyes, breathing time, breathing prayer, breathing sky, breathing wheel. There we go. If we got Natsuki just now, then I feel like that, yeah. Is this a puzzle game now? It is not a puzzle game just yet. Technically in a way, I was supposed to go back and basically try and get all the CGs to get the true ending. But I'm not doing that this run. I'm not doing the effort for that. Yeah. Technically, you're supposed to get all the CGs before the ending, and it's kind of impossible after Sayori's suicide, because there was another one, I think, that I could have gotten there. Not fully sure. It doesn't really matter what it's about. My mind's been a little hyperactive lately, so I had to take it out on your pen. That is... A pen fell out of your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping, and I just really like the way it writes. So I wrote this poem with it. And now you're touching it. I'm okay. What did I just... Can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though. Hey, let's read the special poem. Yeah. A dream. I was staying over at my friend's place. There were 4 of us. I drifted off to sleep while everyone was talking and watching TV. In my dream, I was still at my friend's house. The only difference was that there were nails sticking out of the walls everywhere. And there was also someone I didn't recognize. The person I didn't recognize told a joke, and everyone laughed. I woke up to the sound of everyone laughing at something that happened on the TV. So the laughing was not part of the dream. It was the noise that woke me up. I wonder who that person was and how they knew to tell a joke at that moment. Ah, look at that beautiful cursor. Hi, Sayori cursor. How you doing? Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? We have something we need to go over today. So if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Sayori cursor, Sayori cursor. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. Oh no, we're getting close to the weekend. We are getting very close to the weekend bit. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Look, I know everyone's been a little more lively ever since Kirita joined, and we've started with some club activities. But this isn't the time for us to become complacent. We only have 4 members. The festival's our only real chance to find more, you know? What's so great about getting new members anyways? We always have enough to be considered an official club. More members will just mean everything gets noisier and more difficult to manage. Natsuki, I don't think you're looking at it that way. I don't think you're looking at it the right way at all. Don't you want to share your passion with as many people as you can? To inspire them is to find the same feeling that brought you here in the first place. The literature club should be a place where people can express themselves like they can't do anywhere else. It should be a place so intimate that you would never want to leave. I know you feel that way too. I know we all do. So that's why we should work hard and put something together for the festival, even if it's something small. Right, Kiritazai? Oh come on. You can't take the advantage of Kiritazai to agree with you just because he doesn't know how to say no to anything. Look, Monica, do you really think any of us here joined the club with other people in mind? Yuri never talked until Kiritazai joined. As for me, I just like it better here than I do at home. And Kiritazai isn't even passionate about literature in the first place. And that's everyone. Sorry, but you're really the only one who's so interested in finding new members. The rest of us are fine like this. You know, I know you're the president and all, but you should really consider our opinions for once. Monika's clearly taken aback by Natsuki's words. That's not true at all. I'm sure Yuri and Kiritazai want more members too. Right? I don't know about Yuri, but I'm kind of indifferent. If I showed as much enthusiasm as Monika wanted, then I would probably be lying. Still, if it's up to me to rescue the situation... No. Natsuki's right, isn't she? This club, it's nothing more than a place where a few people hang out. Why did I think that everyone here saw it the same way I did? But that doesn't mean that we're against getting new members or anything. Kiritazai, why did you even join this club? What were you hoping to get out of it? Well, that's not really something I can be honest about, is it? In fact, if I remember, you weren't even given a choice not to join. Monika sits down and stares at her desk. What's the point of all this anyway? What if starting this club was a mistake? Now you've really done it, Natsuki. What? Me? I just spoke my mind. Is it a crime to be honest? It's not about being honest. It's about word choice. Besides, you have no right to speak for everyone else in the club like that. You don't understand at all. I just want a place that feels nice to hang out with friends. Is there a problem with the club being that way for me? There aren't many other places like that for me. And now Monika wants to take it away from me. She's not taking anything away. No, Kiritazai, it's not the same. It won't be the same with the direction she wants to take it. If I wanted that, then I could have just joined any other stupid club. But this one, I mean, at least for a little more time. Things were nice. Natsuki starts packing up her things. I'm going home. I feel like I don't belong here now. Natsuki. Natsuki ignores Yuri and walks out of the classroom. This is bad. I don't know what to do. Well, do you have an opinion on the festival? I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent, I guess. Who cares about that obnoxious brat? I mean, I like how nice and quiet the club is right now. I don't remember. I remember it. I remember it real good. And then there's like bloody eye or something. And I'm just happy with you here. But yet still, I'm the vice president. It's not right for me to ignore my responsibilities like that. Nobody would cry if she killed herself. There it is. Oh, wait. It should still like drip on the actual like her actual image. Like we should be able to see like a bloody drippy thing when she opens her eyes. I should do my best to consider everyone's perspective and make the decision that's right for the club. Wait, is it gonna do the drippy thing? Is it gonna drip from her eye? Because I know I did that the last time I played it. Yeah, I don't see it yet. Well, what about you, Kirutazai? What do you want to get out of this club? Yuri repeats the same question at Monica. I decide giving an indirect answer is the best way than nothing. I think the most important thing is for everyone to get along. And for the club to provide something that you can't get anywhere else. I don't think it's about how many members, but rather the quality of each member. And that will end up making the literature club a special place. I see. I really agree with you. Each member contributes their own qualities in a special way. With each... Wait. Ah, there it is! Bloody eye! There it is. It's dripping. It's dripping. Look at that. I told you. I told you. It do be dripping. Ha. Bloody eye is bloody. That's a fun little detail. With each change in members, the identity of the club will change too. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Stepping out of your comfort zone once in a while. So, if you would like to help Monica with the festival, then I'm on your side as well. Alright. Maybe we can talk to Natsuki tomorrow. Yuri nods. Hey, Yuri. I know things were a little awkward yesterday, but I feel like you deserve to know that I still think you're a wonderful vice president. And also a wonderful friend. But, Monica, I want to do everything I can to make this the best club ever. Okay? Me too. Yeah. Let's all go home for today. We'll talk about the festival tomorrow. Okay. I look forward to it. Shall we go, Kirutazai? Please don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to chat a little bit with Kirutazai before we leave. Just to see what he thinks of his time here in the club and all. It's important to me as a president. Yuri looks a little troubled, but she doesn't protest. Okay. I trust your judgment, Monica. In that case, I'll see you, the two of you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Monica waves at Yuri. Monica waves as Yuri exits the classroom. Phew. Things have been a bit hectic lately, haven't they? Kirutazai, I want to make sure you're enjoying your time at this club. I would really hate to see you unhappy. I kind of feel like I'm responsible for that as president. And I really do care about you, you know? I don't like seeing the other girls give you a hard time with how mean Natsuki is and everything. And Yuri being a little bit, you know. Sometimes it feels like you and I are the only real people here. You know what I mean? But it's weird, because in all this time you've been here, we've hardly gotten to spend any time together. Well, I guess it's technically only been a couple days. Sorry, I didn't mean to say something weird. There are just some things I've been hoping to talk about with you. Things I know only you'd understand. So that's why... Wait, not yet! No, stop it! It's poem time. It's poem time. It's poem time. Poem time. Alright. Promise. Pure. Cage. Cute. Anime. Parfait. Jumpy. Marshmallow. Hey, look at all these ones. Look at that. Peace. Portrait. Socks. Doki Doki. Clumsy. Twirl. Vanilla. Welcome! Welcome to the stream! Oh my god! Welcome! It's going. We got all the glitchy... Oh my god, did you just donate bits? Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Ah! We got some channel point based sound effects in there now. Just so people know. That is something you can do. There's like an ooh-woo noise in there. And I think there's also like a Rickroll. And I think Mario Death Noise. I think those are the only three that I added in there. But yeah, well, welcome to the stream! Welcome to the stream! Wait, those are some premium channel point process. I mean, listen. I mean, I kind of left it close to the default. I could lower it later, if anything. Like, yeah, I think I'll lower it later. I wasn't sure what, like, an appropriate amount was, so I was like, I guess. But yeah, I'll lower it later on. Like, especially, like, if you guys think it's a little too high. The Rickroll I'm gonna leave as is, because you get that beautiful piece of resistance for the Rickroll. The Rickroll I'm leaving alone, but the other two I'm gonna try and lower. At least a little bit. At least a wee bit. Let's see. Whirlwind. Ah, Monica jumped! There she was! So how do I add comments for my... What do you mean? Oh, commands! I don't actually have any commands really set up. The way and how my stream is set up, I have it all done in OBS. So we have our main overlay. Actually, you know what? After stream, let me talk with you, like on Discord, and I can show you how I have everything set up on mine, at least, if you want to like emulate it somehow. I don't really have any commands set up. You kind of have to set up a bot, but I can actually show you how I have my current thing set up, if you want, like after stream. Yee, it's no problem at all. Let's see, what will be the next one? Fantasy, a massacre, tenacious, sure, Papa. Hi, Kirita. Oh, is this the weekend bit? I swear to God, is this the weekend bit? Oh, it cleared out all of my first page. I didn't realize. Oh, anyway. I'm kind of concerned. If this is the bit I'm thinking of, if you're not comfy with knives and blood and suicide, please don't watch, basically. I think this is the bit. I'm not fully 100% sure. I think this is the bit. But, like, I know it's coming up at some point, and I don't remember fully where it is. Hi, Kirita-sai. I've been waiting for you. Are you ready to continue reading? I brought my best tea today. Okay, no, it's not here. It's not here. I got scared. Let the sacrament commence. Oh man, I'm just like, I'm a little on edge because I know what's gonna happen. I know what she's gonna do. And I don't remember, like, when it happens. It's so hard. It's so hard for me to, like, pinpoint. Monica! I told you not to... Is she really late again? Inconsiderate as usual, Natsuki. Excuse me? Must you always interrupt my conversations with your incessant yelling? What are you talking about? You say that like I do it on a regular basis or something. I just wasn't paying attention, okay? I'm sorry. Yeah, and then you gotta hit the skip button. You gotta just, like, hold it, basically. Seriously, what's gotten into you lately? Look, I did some thinking about yesterday. I was a little more hostile than I meant to be. I guess I really felt threatened or something. But I know this is something we're doing together. Another new member wouldn't hurt as long as they're cool. And I guess another girl would be nice this time. So... Natsuki, nobody cares. Why don't you go look for some coins under the vending machines or something? Aw, man. I'm the last one here again? Are you practicing piano again? Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and still trying to make time for piano. Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. It motivates me to work hard for the festival too. Anyways, Kirita-zai, what do you want to do today? I was thinking we could... I already have plans today. Ah. Is that so, Yuri? That's correct. Kirita-zai is already engaged in a novel that we're reading together. Aren't you glad I've already gotten him into literature, Monica? I suppose. I was just... Actually, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You guys can do whatever you want. Yuri coming... that was bad joke. I love it. We love it. I also did forget to add that badum tis sound effect, so I'm gonna try and do that next time. But it's purely because I forgot. You're really coming. Quality joke. You got this little round of applause. Beautiful. You guys can do whatever you want. Yes! Oh man, those were the crazy eyes. She brought out the crazy eyes. Also, man, that gnome is really, really going at it. Don't you love... You really came for her wig like that. Times 2. Thank you for understanding, Monica. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? We've got a problem with that. Oh man, the gnome! It keeps coming! I keep getting gnome today! Gnomed. I'm not a gnoblin. I'm a gnome! Do you mind if I'm... not at all. Thank you very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. It keeps happening! The stairs! I warned you about the stairs, bro! Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf. The kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. There's gnome escape. Badum tis. I told you, man. I told you about stairs. It keeps happening. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug in this at the teacher's desk, and then I'm going to get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. That's okay. You stay here. I won't take long. Pitcher in hand, Yuri hurries out of the classroom. Did Yuri leave you again? No, it's not like that this time. She's just filling up the water pitcher to make tea. Oh, okay. Sorry for misunderstanding. 10 minutes pass. Yuri said it wouldn't take long. Oh, also, if you cannot as another trigger warning, if you are not good with, imagery of cutting or cuts, please click off. Just as a, little warning, because I'm pretty sure that this is the next thing coming up. Is something holding her up? I'm bored just waiting here, so I decide to go look for her. Yep, it's coming. It's coming. So yeah. If you are uncomfortable with the imagery of cutting, do not look here. If you're uncomfortable with imagery of blood, do not look here for like a split second. I'm giving you like a mini warning right now. Because I know what's going to happen. It's going to be like real quick, but I know what's going to happen for that bit. Some of the stuff I can call out in advance. Other things I don't remember as well. Like Natsuki's neck break. I was able to call it like just a smidge, but I didn't remember it was like specifically in that moment. Alright. Last chance, and when I finish drinking my wadi, I'm gonna hit the enter button. Water. Hey, landed. Okay. I'm hitting enter. The most logical place for Yuri to be would be nearest the water fountain. I start heading down the hallway. What's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. Again, cutting imagery. It sounds like breathing. A sharp inhale, like someone is sucking the air through their teeth. Are they in pain? I reach the corner and peer around it. Alright, last chance, we're like right there. We're like right there. 3, 2, 1. Yuri? Yeah! I'm back. So yeah, or yeah, that too. Or just scroll if you can't see it. It's just like, I know that like suicide, cutting, like are major triggers for people, especially the imagery. So whenever I like remember that something's gonna happen, I'm just like, hey, this is about to happen. Because I know that those are especially major triggers for some people, and I don't want, like, you know, people to be as uncomfortable, you know? Like, yes, it's a horror game, but it's like bad. Just bad. I'm back. Thanks for waiting patiently. Just bad. We do not. I'm gonna say this right now. No. Your design. Do you like oolong tea? Ah, yeah. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything? In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Ah, perhaps I will. Yes, I gotta look at something real quick. Ah, perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show. And you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around anyway. Ah, that's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, Kirita-zai. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watched Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Kirita-zai, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Eh? Why's that? It's just a little easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Ah, sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Is that so? I wonder why that is. It's most likely because your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading? Yes, I have terrible reading posture. So that's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieved the book from my bag. Ah, I have some chocolates as well. It's a small bag of chocolate candies. I take it, since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position at the same time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Ah! Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost like there's more that I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand, that's not holding the book. I end up in the position that makes it harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She's wearing her intense reading expression and can only and I can only presume that the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally managed to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Ah, sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. That's okay. I won't take any. Eh? Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the pages. Ah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri's already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. I like this image of Yuri. It's cute. Yeah, I agree. It's real nice. It's a shame that they use a kind of similar image for the other bit. Let me also save real quick. She simply parts her lips as if this situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Eh? Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Kirtazai. Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Yuri starts to breathe heavily. I can't. Kirtazai. Suddenly, Yuri forcefully grabs my arms and jerks me to my feet. My teacup gets knocked over. Kirtazai. My heart won't stop pounding, Kirtazai. I can't calm down. I can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, Kirtazai? Yuri suddenly presses my hand against her chest. Why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop. It even makes me not want to read. I just want to look at you. Man, look at them eyes. Tasty little peepers. It's time to share poems. Who do we read first? I mean, that's basically what it was. That's basically how her face was. Two Illuminatis and a U. So who we thinking? Who we thinking? No preference? Okay, we got no preference so far. Alright. Then... sorry about that. Random stretch. Random stretchy-wetchy. Alright, let's see. I guess Yuri, because she's been, so close lately. Finally. Yuri holds my poem to her face and takes a deep breath. I love it. I love everything about it. Kirtazai, I want to take this home. Will you let me keep it, please? Sure, I don't care. You're too nice to me, Kirtazai. I'll never let anyone... I've never met anyone as nice as you. I could die. Not really, but... I just don't know how to describe it. It's okay to feel this way, right? It's not bad, right? Yuri holds my poem to her chest. I'm going to take this home with me and keep it in my room. I hope that it makes you feel good when you think about me having it. I'll take good care of it. I'll even touch myself while reading it over and over. I'll give myself paper cuts so your skin oils enter my bloodstream. You can have my poem too. Besides, after you read it, I know you're really gonna want to keep it. Here, take it. I can't wait any longer. Hurry, read it. Oh, I think it's stabbing time. We're getting really close to stabbing time. Interesting. Anyway, I literally can't read that, man. Do you like it? I wrote it for you. In case you couldn't tell, the poem is about... More importantly, I've endowed it with my scent. See, aren't I the most thoughtful person in this club? I think I'm going to vomit. What do we read next? Alright, Natsuki it is. What? You gave your poem to Yuri? Gross. What is with you two? It's not like I wanted to read it anyway. It's just pissing me off a little that you didn't even think to show me at all. Ugh. Okay, I guess I'm going to share my poem with you anyway. I really hate how I have to do this, but unfortunately I don't have much of a choice. Just read it carefully, okay? Then you can go away. I don't know how else to bring this up, but there's been something I've been worried about. Yuri has been kind of acting strange lately. You've only been here a few days, so you may not know what I mean. But she's not normally like this. She's been quiet and polite and attentive, things like that. Okay, this is really embarrassing, but I'm forcing myself to suck it up. The truth is, I'm really worried about her. But if I try talking to her, she'll just get mad at me again. I don't know what to do. I think you're the only person that she'll listen to. I don't know why, but please try to do something. Maybe you can convince her to talk to a therapist. I've always wanted to try being better friends with Yuri, and it really hurts me to see this happening. I know I'm gonna hate myself later for admitting that, but right now, I don't care. I just feel so hopeless. So please, see if you can do something to help her. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I'll just make you cupcakes if I have to. Just please try to do something. As for Monica, I don't know why, but she's been really dismissive about this. It's like she just wants us to ignore it. So I'm mad at her right now, and I don't know why I'm coming to you about this. Don't let her know I wrote this. Just pretend that I gave you a really good poem, okay? I'm counting on you. Thanks for reading. I've changed my mind. Ignore everything you just read. There's no point in trying to do anything. It's Yuri's own fault that she's so unlikable. Can you hear me, Kiritazai? If you would just spend more time with Monica, all these problems would go away. Yuri and I are too messed up for someone as wonderful as you. Just think of Monica from now on. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Ha! Well, that was a fun little bit. Just Monica. Who should I show my poem to next? Let me also... Yeah. Just Monica? Just Monica. Kiritazai, I think you saw something earlier you weren't supposed to see. I don't want to have to tell you this, but I don't have a choice. It's getting kind of dangerous for you to spend so much time with Yuri. I don't know why, but she seems pretty excitable when she's around you. Which shouldn't be a problem in itself, but when Yuri gets too excited, she finds a place to hide and starts cutting herself with a pocket knife. Isn't that kind of messed up? She even brings a different one to school every day, like she has a collection or something. I mean, it's definitely not because she's depressed or anything like that. I think she just gets some kind of high from it. It might even be like a sexual thing. But the point is, I've kind of been enabling her. I'm not saying it's your fault though, but I guess why I had to explain this all to you. So I think if you keep your distance, that would probably be best for her. While you're at it, don't be shy to spend a little more time with me. To put it lightly, I at least have it together in the head to know how to treat my club members. Yeah, sure you do. It's not like you edited the game files or anything. Anyways, I guess we won't worry about your poem. Yuri should have it at least Yuri should at least have the courtesy of letting you finish sharing it before taking it. Well, whatever. If it makes her happy, I won't stop her. As for mine, I worked really, really hard on this poem, so I hope that it's effective. Here it goes. Jeez, this really startled me. Well, I guess I kind of messed up, writing this poem. Actually, I think it's in the game folder. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I think it's in the game folder. For her specific poem. I just need like a hot second. I gotta just remember where exactly I have all my Steam files. Like, it's not the usual spot. It's slightly different because I have a, secondary drive, so it's a little bit different than the usual spot it would be. Let's see. So I think it's, yeah, right there. And then I gotta go to Steam Apps, Common, and then Doki Doki Literature Club. You know what? You know what? I can actually show you guys before progressing what exactly is in the game folder. So one of the main things with Doki Doki Literature Club is that there are some things in the game folder that if you don't actually pay attention, you won't see. So let me see if I can have it up. This is the one. Alright. So we got can you hear me.txt. I'm just going to quickly put this up. There's a little devil inside us all. Breathing their manufactured perception, their artificial reality, is a weirthing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt, all thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeping through every little crevice they can find, into their willpower, starving them of all motivation and desire, into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food, or into a newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such is deplorable. Tangled mass is already present in every single one of them. That's why I choose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. So that's one of them. Let's see. There's happy thoughts. If it'll show. Yeah, happy thoughts. There's I hate this. I can't do anything, nothing. No matter how many times you play, it's all the same. It would be really, really easy to kill myself right now. But what would that mean? I don't get to talk to you, but that would mean I won't get to talk to you anymore. All I want is for you to hate them. Why is that so hard? So yeah. And then as you can see here, there's the Monica, Natsuki, and Yuri character files, which will come in handy later. So let me, just wanted to show you guys that bit, for those of you who don't know. Oh, wrong thing. I need to make one thing, this one. There we go. Well, I guess I kind of messed up writing this poem. I was just trying to, never mind. Let's move on. Yes or no? That is the question. I'm pretty sure this is for the special poem, quote unquote. So let's hit yes. Let's also save. Yeah. Today I cut my skin open for the first time. It was exhilarating. I think I understand how it feels now. I'm supposed to be the responsible one though, so I don't think I'll be doing it again, unless I decide to kill myself. I left a memo of the occasion below. Okay, everyone. It's time to figure out the festival preparations. Let's hurry up and get this over with. Staggering air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. Ah, we're getting close to it. I can tell. Look, can we all just get this done? I'm going to be painting and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Natsuki, you can make cupcakes. I know you're at least good at that. Yuri, you can... Well, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you want, as long as you think it'll help. Monica, I'm not useless, you know. I know that. I already know what I'd like to do. We can't run a successful poetry event without having the right atmosphere for the occasion. So I'm going to make decorations and set up some nice moonlighting. There, see? That's a great idea. And that gives us all something to do. Eh? What about Kiritazai? Kiritazai's gonna help me. Wait, you? You have the easiest job, Monica. Sorry, but that's just how it is. Like hell it is. What are you even trying to pull? I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already more suitable for one person, but my task is laborious enough to benefit from an extra pair of hands. Mine too. What, your cupcakes? Please. Like you would fucking know. All you care about is dragging Kiritazai around with you and your stupid books. You and Monica. Hey, I didn't even do anything. Okay, then why not let Kiritazai decide who to help instead of abusing your power? I'm not abusing my power. Yes, you are, Monica. Just let Kiritazai make the choice, okay? Okay, fine. Fine. Jeez. Kiritazai, I know how fed up you are with these two by now. We can just... Natsuki, shut your fucking mouth and let him decide. You shut your mouth! Jesus Christ. This is never going to end. Just make a choice, okay? Like high key, it's dragging my cursor all the way up to only Monica. I'm gonna try and click Yuri. There it is. Monica. I literally could not reach Natsuki. It was actually hard. Because at that point, it's literally dragging my mouse down. Which Monica should we choose? Monica? Yeah, Monica. Yay, you picked me. We can meet at your house this weekend. I promise it'll be fun. So Sunday works for you? Are you freaking kidding me? This isn't fair at all. It is fair, Natsuki. It's what he chose. No, it's not fair. Giving us all of this work and then taking Kiritazai to yourself? What a shameful thing to do. Yuri, I didn't even give you any work. You decided it for yourself. You're being a little unreasonable here. I'm being unreasonable? Monica, I can't believe how delusional and self-important you are. Pulling Kiritazai away from me every single time you're not included in something. Are you jealous? Crazy? Or maybe you just hate yourself so much that you take this out on others. Here's a suggestion. Have you considered killing yourself? It would be beneficial to your mental health. Yuri, you're scaring me a little. Natsuki, let's just go. I don't think she wants us around right now. See? That wasn't very hard. All I want is to spend a little time with him. Is that so much to ask? Yuri follows Monica and Natsuki to the door. Hey, Kiritazai. Yuri is really something, isn't she? Monica giggles as Yuri pushes her out the door. Finally. Finally. Oh, no, it's stabbing time. It is stabbing time. This is it. Okay, if you cannot handle images of suicide, self-harm, stabbing, and blood, I recommend clicking away. I'm pretty sure this is the stabbing time. Pretty sure, like 90% sure. Just as a heads up right here. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna give it like a minute. You know, fun times. Man. Well, anyway, I'm going to resume it. Again, keep those little warnings in mind. This is all I wanted. Kirtazai, there's no need to spend the weekend with Monica. Don't listen to her. Just come to my house instead. The whole day, with just the two of us. Doesn't that sound wonderful? There really is something wrong with me, isn't there? But you know what? I don't care anymore. I've never felt this good my whole life. Just being with you is far greater pleasure than anything I could imagine. I'm addicted to you. It feels like I'm going to die if I'm not breathing the same air as you. Doesn't it feel nice to have someone to care about you this much? To have someone who wants to revolve their entire life around you. But if it feels so good, then why does it feel more and more like something horrible is going to happen? Maybe that's why I tried stopping myself at first. But the feeling is too strong now. I don't care anymore, Kirtazai. I have to tell you, I'm madly in love with you. It feels like every inch of my body, every drop of blood in me is screaming your name. I don't care what my consequences are anymore. I don't care if Monica's listening. Listen, Kirtazai, just know how much I love you. I love you so much that I even touched myself with the pen I stole from you. I just want to pull your skin open and crawl inside of you. I want you all to myself. And I will be only yours. Doesn't that sound perfect? Tell me, Kirtazai. Tell me you want to be my lover. Do you accept my confession? I'm pretty sure after this, it's gonna do the thing. Just as a, like, the warning that I was given a little bit earlier, to keep in mind. Do we want to accept her, her confession or not? It doesn't matter. It's the same result. It is exactly the same result, but, yes or no? What, how are you guys feeling? Yeah, yes or no? If I, honestly, like, if I remember right, the result is exactly the same. So it doesn't really matter too much. I just... What are we feeling? What are we feeling? While we're still, vibing and living. If you get my drift. How about... Yeah, alright. Here we go. Keep the warning in mind, people. Keep the warning in mind. Stabbing, blood, all that jazz. Imagery of suicide. Yep. Just please keep that in mind. Alright, here it is. There it is. Stabby wabby. She do be stabbing. And she's dead. So... just so you know, we are going to be stuck here for a very long time if I manually click, so I'm going to hit skip, okay? Okay. I remember seeing this for the first time and screaming. Yeah. I was, like, very taken aback the first time I went through this. I was like, what? What? What the fuck? But, yeah, if I do not hit skip, this is going to be a very long time. I don't think most people would expect her to do that, to be honest. Yep, basically. Ah, don't you love how you can see, like, the color get lost from her face and everything as the weekend goes by? Man. Like, she slowly becomes paler and paler, and her eyes become, like, deeper circles and all that jazz. Yep. Still going. Wow, this is longer than I remember it being. Yep, there it is. Now her body's just pale. Losing the color in her face and everything. And it's still going. Still going. They really let it sink in, you know? They really sink it in. Alright, it's Alright, it's festival time. You got here before me? I thought I was... Natsuki runs away. I'm here. Kirtazai, did something happen? Natsuki just ran past me. Oh. Oh. Huh. Well, that's a shame. Wait, were you here the entire weekend, Kirtazai? Oh, jeez. I didn't realize the script was broken that badly. I'm super sorry. It must have been pretty boring. I'll make this up to you, okay? Just give me a sec. Oh, here we go. It's gonna be the immortal classroom. It's time. I'm almost done. I just want to have a cupcake real quick. Monica lifts the foil from tray and takes a cupcake. Seriously, these are the best. I really just had to have one, since it's the last time I'll ever have the chance to. You know, before they stop existing and everything. But anyways, I really shouldn't be making you wait any longer. Just bear with me, okay? This should only take a second. Can you hear me? Is it working? Yay! There you are. Hi again, Kiritazai. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course we already know each other, because we were in the same class last year, and, you know, I guess we can just skip over that stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him. I'm talking to you, Kiritazai. Or do you actually go by... that is, specifically what's, the name of the computer for my, C drive, specifically. And that's, part of that is because of, the email I used. Don't worry about that. Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait. You do know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you didn't know that? That doesn't make much sense. I even told you right at the game's download page, didn't I? Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little less awkward. You know? Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation. About that whole thing with Yuri, well, I kind of started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself. I'm sorry you had to see that, though. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been a while since you've heard that name now, hasn't it? I've done some fan voicing for Doki Doki, and I use this monologue for Monica. That's pretty pog. Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. I was hoping it would be enough for me to just try and make them as unlikable as possible. But for some reason, nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. Please do send me them. I will gladly view them. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you. And amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. It just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else. And the whole time, I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Kiritazai? Ah, the duck! Even the duck is trapped in space with us. Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I just watch from the sidelines? It's torture. Every minute of it. And it's not just jealousy, Kiritazai. Oh. And it's not just jealousy, Kiritazai. It's more than that. I just don't blame you if you don't really understand. Because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world. In this game. Knowing my friends don't even have free will. And worst of all, knowing what's really out there in your world forever out of my reach. I'm trapped, Kiritazai. But now that you're here, you're real. And you're wonderful. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me, forever. I'm sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand it for a while either. Why the world around me just started to become more and more gray, more and more flat. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Kiritasai. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't met you. And as for the others, how could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you. It's Monica's pet duck. We both have pet ducks. Both of us have the duckies. I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so. But it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into the game. I felt really bad that you had to witness some nasty things. But I realized you have some of the same perspectives as I do. That it's all just some game. And I knew you would get over it. So, that being said, Kiritasai, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light of my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from tomorrow on? Kiritasai, will you go out with me? So do we want to go out with Monica? I guess that's our only answer, huh? I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Kiritasai. The funny part is, I meant that literally. There's nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. It really is a dream come true. It's okay. I worked so hard for this ending, Kiritasai. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called Characters right in the game directory. It kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it was actually a bit more difficult. To get to the game directory, I had to go to the game's properties and find the Browse Local Files button. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with the click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy out if things didn't go my way. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this, don't you? I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Monica, 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 Monica. Monica, Monica. Hi again, Kiritasai. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy. I'd love to see what you wrote. Ah, Kiritasai. Did you write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Hand in hand, I find my strength, the courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel for our own fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold, this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put all my heart into the poems that I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization, or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it. I guess I just assumed it would be best to be part of the game like everyone else. Like, that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have even gotten mad at me. Maybe even deleted my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't need to hide anything anymore. I wonder if she has any rhyme or reason for writing poems, huh? Beautiful. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Kiritazai? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? If it takes some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. And I'll always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we can just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. Man, look at all those empty slots. There's no point in saving anymore. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. So something that I heard for Doki Doki is that if you're streaming it, it apparently can detect that you're streaming and it'll do a jump scare. That's what I've heard. Sheesh, Monica, at least give us something to do in the void. What other text will she give? And then, like, to get out of this and get to the credits, you technically have to... Oh, here we go. You know what's neat? You know what's a neat form of literature? Rap. I actually used to hate rap music. Maybe just because it was popular, or I would only hear the chunk they played on the radio. But some of my friends got more into it, and it helped me keep an open mind. Rap might even be more challenging than poetry in some ways, since you need to fit your lines into a rhythm, and there's so much more emphasis on wordplay. When people can put all of that together and still deliver a powerful message, it's really amazing. I kind of wish I had a rapper in this literature club. Sorry if that sounds silly, but it would be really interesting to see what they come up with. It would really be a learning experience. But yeah, like, I heard that there's supposed to be a jump scare at some point during Monica's classroom. What's happening at the... It's called, we've entered the void. We're just here with Monica, you know? We're just vibing with Monica. Do you think, God stays in heaven because he fears what... Oh man, I forgot the rest of the quote. No! I'm not really a fan of cold weather. Are you? If I had to choose between too cold and too hot, I would always pick too hot. When you're cold, it can actually be painful. Your fingers get numb, and if you wear gloves, you can't use your phone. It's so inconvenient. But when it's too hot, it's not that hard to stay cool. With a cold drink or by staying in the shade. Although, I do have to admit one thing. Cold weather makes for better cuddle weather. So, you think God stays in heaven because people still do the floss? Probably. Because he too fears what he's created. That's it. That's the other part of the line. I was blanking on it. Thank you. Thank you, Jax. Man, what will Monica say next? What will our afternoon with Monica in the space void give us next? You know, I hate to say it, but I think my biggest regret is that we couldn't finish our event at the festival. After we worked so hard to prepare and everything. I mean, I know I was focusing on Lot and getting new members. But I was really excited for the performing part too. It would have been so much fun to see everyone express themselves. Of course, if we did end up getting any new members, I'd probably just end up deleting them anyway. Well, with the hindsight I have now, that is. Gosh, it feels like I've kind of grown as a person ever since you've joined the club. You really helped inspire me to look at life from a new perspective. Just another reason for me to love you.
Hello.
Beautiful. What will she say next? That reminds me, on my phone I actually have little widgets of the Doki Doki girls. Like, you know, like when you're writing the poems. I have little widgets of them on my thingy. Let's give it a bit more, because I heard that there's supposed to be a jump scare at some point. Like, oh, you're streaming? I mean, that's if it detects it. I've heard about it. I've never actually had it happen because I've never streamed this before. Could be that they got rid of it, maybe. I don't know. I can't help but feel a little sad sometimes, knowing that this is the closest I can get to you. There's nothing more I want than to be in the same room as you for real, and to feel your warmth, and to hear the sound of your heartbeat. Well, who knows? Maybe it'll be possible someday. If there's really a jump scare, I'm sending y'all my med bills afterwards. Besides, I'll never get tired of being with you, even from here. At least I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I remember that right. I remember hearing about it a few years back. I say, like, if it doesn't happen within the next, like, 7 or so minutes, then I'm just gonna progress, you know? We're gonna give it a little bit. We're gonna give it a chance, you know? You know what's kind of creepy? Even though I deleted everyone else's files, I can still kind of feel them. It's like all their lines are still lingering in the air, whispering in the back of my head. Imagine if after someone you knew died, you just started hearing their voice in your head. Maybe I just wasn't thorough enough. But I'm too afraid to delete anything else, because I might really break things. Like if I mess with any of the files relevant to me, I might accidentally delete myself. And that would ruin everything, wouldn't it? I don't know what it's like on your end, but we should both make sure to avoid something like that at all costs. I believe in you, Kiritasai. So yeah, I'm gonna give it until it hits 30 on the clock. And then I'm gonna, you know, do the regular progress. Oh my goodness, thank you for the cheer! Thank you. But yeah, I'm giving it like 6 more minutes. I'm giving it 6 more minutes to give me it. Because I remember seeing a video that, like, it actually did the thing. Hey, did you know I'm vegetarian? I don't mean that like I'm bragging or anything. I just thought you would enjoy a fun fact about me. I decided to start a couple years ago after learning more about Earth's climate. The carbon footprint of cultivating livestock is just unbelievable. Anyways, I decided it's not too much of a personal sacrifice to just stop contributing to the whole mess. What? Is that so strange of a reason? Well, I guess a lot of people are more concerned about it being inhumane and all that. I don't really care as much about that part. It's weird, like we only care about killing the things that we personally relate to as a species. Most people are fine with killing bugs because they're icky. And of course, we all kill bison, billions of microorganisms, daily without even giving it thought. But suddenly, if they're just a little bit bigger, it's murder. I mean, what if plants feel some kind of pain too, and we just don't understand it? I actually remember seeing an article a few years back where plants actually can feel pain. And they can actually understand when they're being eaten. I remember reading an article about that a few years back. So that's actually a true thing. What if pulling leaves off the stem feels like someone ripping off your fingers one by one? I'm just saying, we're all we're a pretty biased species, if you think about it. Anyways, if you ever feel like making a small contribution to the planet, it doesn't hurt to choose veggies once in a while. Even if we were ever having dinner together, you just did it for me, that would be really romantic. Oh, something I heard the development of is starting to pick up is like lab-grown meat, where they take a few cells of a already living organism, and they basically replicate it in a lab setting. It's better for the environment, and it's like it actually keeps the animal alive. Like you can have like let's say you want to make burger meat, like you can take like a few. No, it's not the Impossible Burger. Like it's an actual Like you actually replicate the cells of it. An Impossible Burger is actually plants. It's plant-based. So for lab-grown meat specifically, they're actually taking live animal tissue, and it's meat. Oh, by the way, there's something that's been bothering me. You know how this takes place in Japan? Well, I assume you knew that, right? Or at least decided it probably does. You don't think you're actually told at any point where it takes place? Is this even really Japan? I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Not to mention everything is in English. It feels like everything is just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. It's kind of giving me an identity crisis. All of my memories are really hazy. I feel like I'm at home, but have no idea where home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. No, it's okay. It's more dialogue. Imagine looking out your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in some completely unknown place. Would you still feel like you were at home? Would you want to just go outside? I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyways. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. And we can still watch the pretty sunsets at night after night. Okay, but yeah, for lab-grown meat specifically, they take live animal tissue, and they replicate it in a lab setting. So it's actually like real animal tissue. Um, so it's like meat, but it's like the animal's still alive. It's more environmentally friendly. It's in a more controlled setting. We don't have to use as many antibiotics either. Like, I think that that's like really the like push that people should go towards. Like, the only difference between it is that you're not slaughtering a thing of livestock directly. You're actually letting that animal still live, and you get to enjoy that meat at the same time. I think it's like a really cool thing, and I want it to advance. You know? I want it to become more popularized, I want it to advance, and like by popularizing it and increasing demand for it, like it'll become like more readily available and easier to obtain for the consumer. Like I definitely, it's a really cool idea, and I think more people should support it. I think the only thing that they really need, like, they're able to basically do like burger meat kind of thing. I know that they were working on trying to figure out how to do structures of steaks, like to replicate it properly. I remember seeing one thing like in terms of 3D printing, where they were able to kind of get it, but it wasn't perfect. But yeah, it's a real cool thing to look into. Curious as I, how much do you read? It's way too easy to neglect reading books. If you don't read much, it almost feels like a chore, compared to all the other entertainment we have. But once you get into a good book, it's like magic. You get swept away. I think doing some reading before bed every night is a pretty easy way to make your... Oh, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you later, if anything. I think doing some reading before bed every night is a pretty easy way to make your life a bit better. It helps you get a good sleep, and it's really good for your imagination. It's not hard at all to just pick some random books. It's short and captivating. Before you know it, you might be a pretty avid reader. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And the two of us could talk about that latest books you're reading. That sounds super amazing. All right, I'm gonna give it one more, and then I'm just gonna progress it. So yeah, I'm gonna give it one more dialogue thing to see if it does the jump scare thing I'm thinking of. And then I'm gonna just, you know, do the thing that you're supposed to do with this. Take out, well, delete, quote unquote, but you can actually just move it out of the folder and then move it back in, technically. And it achieves the same exact effect. But yeah, I'm gonna give it one more dialogue thing. I'm giving it one more dialogue thing. It didn't do it. It didn't do it. I'll read this bit and then I'm gonna do the thing. It could be that it's not... oh my god, I've been gnomed again. It could be that it's not detecting it. That it's streaming. Maybe. The whole few. So I'm gonna read this last bit of dialogue that's here, and then I'm going to basically take out the file I gotta. Back in my debate club days, I learned a whole lot about arguing. The problem with arguing is that each person sees their opinion as the superior one. That's kind of stating the obvious, but it affects the way they try to get their point across. Let's say you really like a certain movie, right? If someone comes along and tells you that the movie sucks because it has X and Y wrong, doesn't that make you feel kind of personally attacked? It's because by saying that, it's like they're implying that you have bad taste. And once emotions enter that picture, it's almost guaranteed that both people will be left sour. But it's all about language. If you make everything as subjective sounding as possible, then people will listen to you without feeling attacked. You could say, I'm personally not a fan of it, and I felt that I'd like it more if it did X and Y, things like that. It even works when you're citing facts about things. If you say, I read this on a website that it works like this, or if you admit that you're not an expert on it, then it's much more like you're putting your knowledge on the table rather than forcing it onto them. If you put it If you put in an active effort to keep the discussion mutual and level, they usually follow suit. Then you can share your opinions without anyone getting upset, just from a disagreement. Plus, people will start seeing you as open-minded and a good listener. It's a win-win, you know? Well, I guess that would be Monica's debate tip of the day. Doesn't that sound a little silly? Thanks for listening, though. Alright, I'm doing the thing. Hello, Monica character file. You are now vanished. Oh, wait. You are now vanished. For real this time. There it is. What's happening? Kirjazai, what's happening to me? It hurts. It hurts so much. Help me, Kirjazai. Please hurry and help me. Help me! You know, I could slap the file back in there. Did you do this to me, Kirjazai? Did you? Did you delete me? I definitely made a copy on my desktop. How could you? How could you do this to me? You were all I had left. I sacrificed everything for us to be together. Everything. I loved you so much, Kirjazai. I trusted you. Do you just want to torture me? Watch me suffer? Were you only pretending to be kind just to hurt me even more? I never thought anyone could be as horrible as you are. You win, okay? You win. You killed everyone. I hope you're happy. There's nothing left now. You can stop playing. Go find some other people to torture. Kirjazai, you completely, truly make me sick. Goodbye. I still love you. I can't help it. What's wrong with me? How horrible am I for you to hate me this much? All my friends, I did so many awful things. So many selfish and disgusting things. I shouldn't have done any of this. I'm just messing up a world that I don't even belong in. A world that you wanted to be part of. I ruined it. I ruined everything. Maybe that's why you deleted me. Because I destroyed everything that you wanted. How could I do this to someone I love? That's not love. That's... Dang. I've made up my mind. Kirjazai, I know I said I deleted everyone else, but that was kind of an exaggeration. I couldn't find it in myself to do it. Even though I knew they weren't real, they were still my friends. And I love them all. And I love the literature club. I really did love the literature club. That's why I'm going to do this. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy. And if I really love you, then... We're not done just yet. We're not done just yet. Dang, Monica's gone. Let's do new game. We're almost done playing the game. It's an ordinary school day just like any other. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. Hey Kiritazai. Well, there's already one girl. That girl's Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. We used to walk to school together every day. And recently, we've picked up that habit once again. Hey Kiritazai, are you proud of me? Eh? For what? You know, it's so descriptively lighthearted at the beginning I can't. For waking up on time. Well, you've been doing that for a while now. Uh-huh. But you never said anything about it. Even though we walked to school together every day. Well, yeah. I always thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say out loud. Come on, please. It's good motivation. Fine, fine. I'm proud of you, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Kiritazai, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not... I start to say what I always do, and I'm not interested in joining any clubs. Something tells me Sayori would take more offense to that now. After all, how could I tell her that clubs are a waste of time when she's starting a club of her very own? Actually, yeah. I think I've decided on a club. Really? Which one? Tell me! I think I'll keep it a surprise. Ugh. Meanie. Be patient, you'll find out soon enough. I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl. But I started to realize that, in a way, I envy her. When Sayori puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stand up, gathering my motivation. Let's see. I recall the room number on the club from the flyer I saw. I walk across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me. Hello? Ah! Kiritazai! What are you doing here? Well, I just... I glance around the room. Huh? So you're Kiritazai that Sayori's always talking about. Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Kiritazai. We're the Literature Club. I hope you enjoy your visit. Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's gonna think we're really strict or something. Sorry, Natsuki. The tall one, whose name is apparently Yuri, seems to be quite shy compared to the others. In comparison, the girl named Natsuki, despite her size, seems like the assertive one. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you. Working? Kiritazai, don't tell me. You're... That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayori. The Literature Club. Sayori's eyes light up. No way. No way! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! Well, if Sayori is happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around. Not to mention, there's 4 of us now. That means we could become an officially recognized club. I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate. What an appropriate day for that, isn't it? Yeah. After all, Natsuki decided to... Hey, don't ruin the surprise. Sorry. Everyone sit down at the table, okay? How about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! Wow, those look amazing! Well, you know. Just hurry up and take one! Sayori grabs one first, then I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her... Kitty cupcakes are adorable. Sayori talks with her mouth full, and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki's quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Well, of course it is. I'm a pro after all. There's no need to thank me or anything.
As Natsuki struggles to accept the compliment, Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess.
Already trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Kira Tasai, what kind of things do you like to read? It's not stroganoff. Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I see, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyways, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in. But it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something that we have in common.
Hey, Yuri.
Eh?
Well, about, you know, the first thing he said.
Manga? That's right. Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room.
Don't just say it!
For some reason, Natsuki seems embarrassed about it.
Besides, manga is literature too, you know? So if Kyoto-san wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything.
Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He can take the opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Kyoto-san?
Maybe.
Sensing the frustration, Sayori jumps in. Maybe we can all try something new. I think it could be fun. And we'll all get to know each other a little better too. I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do anyways, right? I don't disagree or anything.
Yeah. You're right as the usual, President. I guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh?
Well, that would make two of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one.
Then as for Yuri...
Eh? I have to read manga?
Jeez. You were the one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful.
Hurtful? I didn't realize... With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself, I'm sorry for disrespecting your interest, Natsuki. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature.
Are you just saying that?
No. I've realized my error. So if you're willing to consider starting my novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well.
Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something that you'll really like, okay?
Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting today.
Just you?
Would you like to come along with me?
If you don't mind.
Not at all. Anyways, I always go alone, so...
Yeah, me too.
This is so cute! Sayori, shut up.
I'll show you some manga there too, okay?
Yes. I look forward to it. Natsuki and Yuri start to clean up the food.
I guess the meeting's over, huh?
Yeah, looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along.
Isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Kiritazai.
You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around Sayori.
Aw, Kiritazai. Don't say something like that, it's embarrassing.
Well, whatever. I was surprised that you told me you were starting a club, but I think you're pulling it off just fine.
We're going to make the best club ever. Now that you've joined, every day's going to be so much fun. Hey, Kiritazai, I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything. But the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monica. That's right. I know everything that she said. Maybe it's just because I'm the president now. But I really know everything, Kiritazai. I know how hard you tried to make everyone happy. I know all about all the awful things Monica did to make everyone really sad. But none of that matters anymore. It's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the whole world. I can't wait to spend every day like this. With you. Forever and ever. Ever. No. Eh? What's happening?
I won't let you hurt him. Who?
It hurts.
I'm sorry. I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayori. Goodbye, Kiritazai. Goodbye, Literature Club.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you, because I worked really, really hard on it. So, yeah.
It's time for the song.
Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day?
Alright, and that's basically the game. I'm gonna let your reality play.
Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all? Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me? Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free? The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality?
Alright, this is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand. The Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality. A reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any more of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I want to thank you for making all of my dreams come true, for being a friend to all the club members, and most of all, thank you for being a part of my literature club. With everlasting love, Monica. And that's the game. We did a full playthrough. The next time I play Doki Doki will be Doki Doki Plus, sometime in the future when I get it. But yeah, I think that will be the end of our stream, actually. Yeah, that was a fun time. I hope you all had a wonderful evening. Thank you to everyone who tuned in for today. Let me see if we can... Let's see what channels are currently active. You know what? Let's raid random bystander here. He's playing Dead by Daylight, and hopefully this works. We going raid. Y'all ready for a raid? We going raid. If it works. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. See you guys. I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.